Hello, my little love bugs. How are you today? I don't know why. It just felt right to call you my little love bug. I just don't know. I just don't know what it is, but it is. Okay, so I wanted to feel like this lighting is so aggressive. Am I making it brighter? Ooh, okay, that's a little bit better. So I planned on waking up really early, and I did. I just didn't wake up as early as I needed to make the video, which it's fine because my phone was also dead. Um, okay, so I really wanted to film this morning. I'm obviously not filming it in the morning. You're gonna see this at nighttime. Totally fine because it doesn't really matter. I'm still making it, and here we are. How are you? How are you? How is life? I have something for you. And this keeps buzzing in my head, buzzing. So much to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to share. I knew I was going to record a video. I sort of decided on a video a week. That way I could just, have my life happen and still check in with you guys and just be able to create with amazing people and tell you I love you and tell you how loved you are and tell you how just awesome and beautiful this life is, and we get to do it together because you know that I create because I feel like there's a pandemic of loneliness. We all go through it, and I don't want you to feel alone. I want you to know that I got you, I'm here for you, and you already know that everything that I go through is not just for me, it's for you as well. Whatever you go through, it's not just meant for you, it's for you to carry with you like a badge of honor and to change the world. Okay, I know that people say, like, you can't really change the world. I'm only one person. You're only one person. You definitely can change the world. You could change the world in little small ways, like a butterfly effect. You give someone a smile, maybe that person gives someone else a smile. And I know there's a movie out there, and we're not referring to that. Maybe, but maybe your kindness will make a ripple effect in someone's life. So I'm going totally off track, which is normal for me, which is fine. I'm going to share with you what has been in my head for a week since I made my last video. I loved all the comments. I got a kick out of them. I think you guys are amazing. And I really love you guys. Like, I love creating. I just love, this is my happy place. This is where if I could be here all day, I would. Here we go. And I know it's a Bible verse, and I told you guys all the time, I'm not pushing religion down your throat. So you could take this however you want. I will say, though, that through the craziest times in my life, I cling to God. Cling to it. I just find so much peace in it. There's so much goodness in it. Let me share this with you. For we walk by faith and not by sight. And that's 2 Corinthians 5. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because, well, one, it's been stuck in my head, and obviously I need to share it with you because we're besties and that's what we do. And for the second reason is I really want to talk about it. We are obviously visual beings. We need to see the proof. We need to know how things are going to go, and we want life to be perfect, and we want things to just, you know what I mean? Like, we want it to be perfect. And you know that I create because I believe that there is a pandemic of loneliness. I mean, think about, like, our phones are literally always in our hands. And I feel like we're really losing touch with each other. We're losing touch with reality. We're losing touch with a lot of things. And loneliness is a very real thing. We all experience it on different levels. And we also, I feel like, don't have these in-depth conversations, and YouTube just seems to be the place to do it. And that's what we're doing. We're here for each other. We're building a community within a community. We're writing books. We're helping each other. We're growing. We're thriving. And that's what we're doing. And it would be really selfish of me to assume that you wouldn't want to hear a Bible verse. And I don't know who you are, and I don't know where you live, and I don't know the struggles you go through, and I don't know what you believe, and I don't know what walk of life you walk, and I don't know anything about you. But what I do know is that we're sitting on a floating rock in the middle of nothingness, and that seems to be a little puzzling. And it had to have come from somewhere. And I'm also going to say that energy never lies. It just doesn't. It just does not. And when you're going through this crazy life, not knowing if things are going to work out or what the end result's going to be, or does this person like me or do they not like me? Am I going to get this job or am I not going to get this job? What's going to happen? We don't know. Like, you just don't know. That's just the beauty of life. Like, you don't know how it's going to go. We walk by faith and not by sight. And I don't know who you are, again, and I don't know what you're going through at all. But I do want you to know that you are loved and you are important and you are worthy and you deserve all the goodness that you want and pray for. Ask God for, the universe for. If you're an atheist, you are deserving of it all, whether you believe or not. Not here to condemn anybody. If you don't like the Bible verses, I'm just telling you, you are worthy, you are worth it, just as you are. And until you decide to accept that, things won't change. Maybe they will, but probably not. Probably not. If you believe that you are not good enough and you're never going to get that job and you're never going to get your dream partner and you're never going to be happy again, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will have like good moments in life where things are great, but it might not be exactly what you want. And I do believe it's because you believe that you're not worthy of it. And you're saying, well, it hasn't happened yet, so why would I believe it's going to happen? And I just want to remind you of something. Can you see the wind blowing? Like, do you see the wind blow? I've never seen the wind. I don't know what the wind, like, it's invisible. You can't see it, but it's still happening. The trees are still moving. The water's still rippling from it. Wind is a very real thing, but we don't see it happening. Okay? We just don't. And when you apply that concept to like work or relationships or loving yourself, more importantly, Mr. or girly, you need to love yourself, even if it's a little bit at a time. Every single day, do something for yourself. Love yourself, be good to yourself, because it's a ripple effect. And just because you don't see the progress right away doesn't mean it's not going to make a big impact over a long period of time. So I encourage you to do that. That is like a super side note, but that's what we do. We go on tangents and we rant. Back on track. I lost my train of thought, kind of. But I wanted to share that with you. I don't even know where that buzz came from. Not me. Weird. I want you to put this in your back pocket with you all week long and check back in with me like next week, whatever. Doesn't matter when. Just check back in at some point. I want you to think about something that you really, really want, or that you're really desiring, and that you're really praying for. And I really want you to think about tangible steps to get there, tangible things that you could do for yourself to get there, and your environment around you and everything like that. But I want you to believe that it's yours, and I want you to tell yourself that it's yours. And I want you to feel the feel. It would feel, if and when you get it. I'm not going to say if you get it. I'm going to say when you get it. And just tell me how it goes. Just tell me how it goes. Okay? Because I know it will happen for you. I just do. I know it will, because it's just inevitable. You want a healthy, good relationship. It starts with imagining having a good, healthy, happy relationship and believing that you deserve it, and it will happen. A quick analogy I thought about today at work. I was thinking about chapters of our lives and the seasons we go through and why we go through those things and the ebbs and flows of life. Things are not always perfect. Things are not always going to be bad all the time, and things are not always going to be hunky-dory all the time. And that's a beautiful thing, because and I say this all the time, and I'm sure you've heard this a million other places, but could you really appreciate the good if you didn't know what the bad was like? Would you even grow as an individual if you didn't go through these hard things? Would you grow as a person? Would you grow as a partner? Would you grow as an employee? Would you grow as a mother, father, uncle, cousin, whatever? Would you even grow if you weren't put through these things? The answer is no. And nothing in life stays the same. We're meant to grow, we're meant to thrive. If you're not growing, you're dying. So in every moment in life, wherever you are, whether you're going through a really good point in time in your life and things are just awesome and great, please just take the time to be still and to enjoy it and bask in it. Put your phone down. Pay more attention to the things that people are saying. Pay attention to them. Compliment them. Let them know that you're there. You see them, you feel them, you hear them, and just be part of a life. And if you're going through something really bad, I just want, again, like I'm bringing you back to this verse. I hope that you walk through this life knowing that really good things are going to happen to you. Like, I hope that you know that. I don't know about you. I'm just going to share a little bit. I grew up in a home that was not really stable. I grew up in a home with drugs and alcohol. I grew up in a home with a lot of men in and out of the house. I grew up in a home where not nice things were said to me. I grew up in a home with mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, everything you could imagine abuse. There are some things that haven't happened to me, which thank God they didn't, but I have been through a lot, and I'm sharing this with you. I don't want sympathy. I'm sharing because I want you to know that not everyone has it easy. And maybe you had it harder than me and I just don't know. Like everything's relative. We all go through things, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And I really want you to know that I just really want you to, I want you to see me, because I feel like the more you get to see me, the more you understand why I'm here creating this content for you. So I grew up with my mom, and she was manic bipolar and a raging alcoholic, and I'm assuming did some drugs. And there was a lot of men in and out of the house, and I do forgive her and I do love her very much. And I almost feel bad for talking about this, but you probably don't know my mom, and it's fine. So I remember throwing on the radio. I'm old, but we had this radio that you had to put DVDs or cassettes into, and that's how you listen to music. I know this sounds crazy, but I can't wait to explain to my kids this is how we used to listen to music, and not just say, hey, you know what, can we play this song? And I would listen to this song from Kelly Clarkson called Breakaway. And I would dance my heart out in this living room. This living room was disgusting. It was so gross. The carpets were, it was just devastatingly, it was just gross. My mom was not clean at all. She smoked a lot. She was an alcoholic, so the house smelled like stale cigarettes and beer and puke and like just nastiness and like dirty garbage, and it was just disgusting. And I say that lightly too, because thank God I had a home. Like I'm thankful I had a home. To be honest, I am. It took me a long time to say, like, thank God for that home, because if not, I'd be on the streets maybe. And I did have really good grandparents who I saw a lot, and they did ended up adopting me, and that's part of my testimony, and one day I'll share it with you. Today's not the day. You're just going to get a snippet here. There's a reason why I'm sharing this with you. So I would dance around that dirty, gross living room. I would dance my heart out, singing it over and over again, and just like feeling so good. Where was my mom? Don't know. 3 a.m. Don't know where she's at. Still dancing around the living room at like in second grade, first grade, third grade, whatever year the song came out, I was dancing around my living room. I was always dancing around my living room, but that song in particular, that's my song. And I would just dance and cry and sing, and it was just like this, like thinking about it, like makes me emotional. I'm not going to cry. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because you might be physically, mentally, emotionally, in some sense, in that living room. It's disgusting. It's just gross. Like, it's just not where you want to be, ever. like ever. But you're there. But you're there. And you get to be there. And that's right, I said you get to. You get to be there. Because that's where God put you, that's where the universe put you, and that's where you're going to be maybe for a day. You might be there for a week. You might be there for 10 years. How long was I in that house for? Probably 10 years, more than 10 years. No, like 10 years, something like that. You might be in that stinky living room, metaphorically, for 10 years. And I just want to encourage you. I encourage you to dance. I encourage you to sing your heart out. I encourage you to think about what you're going to do when you grow up. And even if you're a grown-up, think about what you're going to do when you grow up. I encourage you to think about everything. I want you to, I don't know, I'm just telling you from experience, from what I used to do is before I even knew about praying, I didn't know about praying. I didn't grow up in a Christian household. I didn't grow up in an anything type of a household except for unstable, okay? It was not normal. It was not healthy. And it was very not good. It's just part of who we are, I think, as human beings. To dream, to have vision, to have hope, to just have something inside of us that tells us everything's gonna be okay. And maybe I'm just delusionally optimistic, and I always have been because I've been told, like, you're delusional. I know. It's a coping mechanism, and it's done me very well. And I'm sharing it with you right now because if you are in that dirty laundry or in that dirty laundry room, if you're in that dirty living room, probably with dirty laundry all over the place, and it stinks like hell, and it's just scary and probably very haunted. My house was like extremely haunted. I'm not going to say that though, because like my energy's good in here and we're keeping it clean. I just want to encourage you that it is not going to be like that forever. It's not going to even be remotely like that forever, because you have your mind, you have your thoughts, you have your peace in here. Everything that you need is right here. And I pray and I hope for you that during this time when you are going through all the things that you're going through, no matter what it is, abuse, you know, maybe you're the one who's hurting other people. Maybe you're the hurt one. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. So many things could be happening in your life right now. But I just hope that you know that everything that you need is right up in here. It's in your soul, it's in your heart, it's in your being, and it's a really beautiful space to be. Don't be a slave to anyone's moods, emotions, situations, people, places, things. You control it all in here. And even if you wake up the next day and you're still in that stinky living room, just tell yourself, I don't need to see anything to believe it's going to be good. It's going to get better. Because sometimes progress is invisible. Sometimes progress is like wind and you can't see it, but it's happening. You don't need to see the bigger picture. It will make sense one day. Even if it doesn't make sense right now, like it will make sense one day. I promise you, like pinky swear, I'm pinky swearing you right now, it's going to be okay. Life is not always easy. And that's a blessing. It just is, because you are in that stinky living room maybe, and maybe you've already been through that stinky living room and you're like, I've been there. But guess what? You might meet someone else who's in that stinky living room, and you get to be the person that makes a difference in their life. And you get to be the person that says, there's a pandemic of loneliness, and let me walk you through this part of life, and let me be there to hug you and encourage you that everything is going to work out. And if it's not okay, then God's not done with the situation that you're in. I also want to tell you this as well. You have to be really careful if you were in that season, if you're going through, and this stinky living room, it could be a breakup, it could be a job, it could be anything, a person, place, thing, feeling, mood, mindset, a season you're going through in your life right now. I just want you to know this, like, to the core. Your time is so important. Like, even if you're there and you're thinking, well, how am I special, or how am I important, or how am I valuable if I'm in this stinky living room? You're already worthy. You're already good enough. You're already that. you're already that, you know. The beauty of it is you get to choose who you are every single day. But where I'm getting is I want you to know that your time is very valuable, and I want you to be very, 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 very careful about what you do with your time. The people you're around, the things you're eating, the things you're listening to for music, you know, the people, places, things you're investing your life into, because this is such a pivotal moment. It's such a big thing to be in. And the more you put like garbage in, garbage out is what I'm trying to say. I encourage you to try cooking a couple new meals and, you know, seeing what you like, even if you don't have a big budget to do it. I just pray that you look forward to something. Read a couple books, um, meet a couple new people, you know, like, I don't know, make a new friend or something, or not. I don't know. I'm just saying, just a suggestion. I know there's a pandemic of loneliness and making friends is really hard. I know, but I'll be your friend. I will. I'm here. I'm here. I got you. I've been through that stinky living room. I've been through a lot of stinky living rooms. And someone asked me this last night. They said, I was asked a couple questions yesterday that really made me reflect. And I thought of you guys the whole time. Yep, that's right, the whole time. And this person asked me, what do you wake up, like, what's your driving force? Like, why do you wake up in the morning? And I said, well, my kids, like, those kids are literally my everything. They're literally me. Like, they're half of me. They're my heart and soul. But I also thought about why I'm here on this earth, what my purpose is here on this earth. And I genuinely, not genuinely, I don't even need to say that. It just feels weird saying that. I know for a fact, no doubt, ever since I was a little girl in that dirty living room, dancing my heart out. If you look at the lyrics, I'll read them to you. On Breakaway, it says, I grew up in a small town, and when the rain would fall down, I'd stare at my window, dreaming over could be, and if I'd end up happy, I would pray. And so basically, the song just talks about doing bigger and better things, and she's, you know, from a small town, but doing bigger and better things and breaking away from the, you know, norm of where she grew up and doing big things. I knew from a very early age that I was going to change the world. And I don't mean like crazy, like politics wise. I just mean like, I don't know, I never knew what it really truly meant until like a few years ago, that it really resonated that I'm here to love people and be their friend and let them know that they're not alone in this crazy, scary life, because nobody was telling me those things when I was little, and I kind of had to figure that out on my own. And God did put really amazing people in my life to tell me you're not alone, or not necessarily tell me I'm not alone, but to be there with me through these really scary, weird things in life. And I really want to do that for my audience. Like, you guys are really my friend. You guys are really, like, I love you and I care about you. And life is really hard. And I think that it's important to have community and to have good people around you who like know you, love you, support you, want to know how you're doing, and believe in you. And I want you to believe in you too, because like you should believe in yourself. There was a quote I read in 7th grade, and I know I went off on a tangent just now. I know there's something I need to revisit, but we'll get back there. I'll never forget this quote, and it said, it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters where you go from there. And I put that, I don't know if you guys remember, like, but in school you'd have those binders with like the cover, and you could slip a piece of paper in there and color. I would doodle like a bunch of Paramore songs on there. I was like an emo scene girl. Whatever. And I would always put that quote in there. It doesn't matter where you come from, it matters where you go from there. And I just want you to know that no matter where you are, if you are literally at your breaking point, you're at your rock bottom, first of all, baby, good. There's nowhere to go but up from here. And if you're not there, I just want you to tell yourself that every day anyways. Like, it will always get better if you so choose to get better. And the other thing, so that person was like, why do you wake up? And I was like, obviously my kids. And I just was so excited about thinking about them. I didn't think about the reason why I create. And the reason why I create is really for love, and it's really for you guys, and it's really for, I want to change the world, and I want people to know really truly like how loved they are. Like, how many of you went your whole childhood without being hugged or told that you were loved, or even adulthoodness, or even like if you're watching as a man or a woman and you're older or you're younger, whatever. I have a really wide range of people here, but like, when's the last time someone asked you how you were? When's the last time someone actually like listened to what you were saying and like heard you? And you know what I mean? Like, wow, like that makes me really sad to think like that could be a possibility, and like YouTube's all you have. Like, that blows my mind, but that's what I'm passionate about. That's what wakes me up in the morning. My children, and knowing that I get to change the world and I get to teach them what I know, and they get to do this as well if they choose. I mean, spreading love and bringing like love and light into the world, and just like being a good person. And the other thing that I don't even remember the other question, because why would I remember? I want to tell you. But we had a really good conversation. I met someone really cool, and we had a lot of really deep, good conversations. And it just made me think about you guys, and it made me think about how anyone could look normal. Like, I just want to encourage you. Like, I know that you're watching this because you were brought here for a reason, and like you're watching it because you are relating and whatever the case is. But everybody goes through things. Like, everybody has their thing that they go through, whether they present themselves well or they don't, or if they look like a mess or they don't look like a mess. Like, if they're well put together or they're not. You get what you get what I'm putting down. Everybody goes through things, and I don't want you to feel alone because you're not. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say until I bug you maybe tomorrow with another video, because I forgot all the things I want to say. I'm gonna love myself tonight. I'm going to take a bubble bath and just love myself, read a book, enjoy my quiet time, and just love myself. It's all about the invisible work. I just hope that you know like how loved you are and how valuable you are, like truly. Like, I really hope that you know that. And I really hope, can you do this for me, please? I know I said this in another video. I really want you to put a different lens on. If you don't wear contacts and you don't wear glasses, please just pretend with me right now. Please pretend that you could put on a different lens. Wow, I look really different without my eyes. Put on a lens of love, okay, for yourself. I want you to really focus on loving yourself this year. I know I've said this before, because this year is really all about me setting boundaries for me, setting boundaries for just a bunch of stuff. We'll go into that into another video, but I want you to put on a lens of love. I want you to love yourself a lot, extra. I want you to be very good to yourself. And I know this is maybe like a hard ask, and I know I'm asking you to do something really hard, and I'm saying that because it was really hard for me. I want you to think about the most amazing person in the world that you know. Like, you're just like, oh, I love this person, like the best. This person's the best. I want you to think about that person. Okay, think about what they look like. Oh, okay. Now, I'm asking you to like replace that person with your face, because it's you. Okay, I want you to see yourself through the lens of love. I want you to love yourself. I want you to understand grace and love and patience and tenderness and all of those things, because it is not until you really love yourself and you see yourself through a lens of love that things really start to change. And I want to share one more thing with you, because I know in the last video, I have been sharing a lot of very, very personal things with you guys, and I love sharing personal things with you. I don't, but I do, because I get to. It wasn't until I knew and understood on a very deep-rooted level that whatever I just went through, I did not deserve. Nobody deserves that. Like, nobody, period. End of the story, end of the conversation. Nobody deserves abuse. Nobody deserves to be treated badly. And I don't know if you're a victim of abuse, whatever, mental, physical, in any shape, way, and form, but I just want you to know something. It's not until you close that chapter out that the next one will start. And I pray and I hope for you that you kiss that chapter goodbye and say thanks, but no thanks. I'm good. Thank you for the lessons, and close the chapter, close the book, and pick it up maybe the next day and say, okay, new chapter. What's this new chapter look like? And none of that chapter is coming into the new chapter. That chapter is done. That chapter is over. That person's gone. That situation's gone and dead. Okay, like, done. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. It was not until I really took a really hard, good look at me and the situation and everything in it, and I was like, nope, move on out. Thank you. Setting boundaries, hard boundaries. And everything changed. Like, literally, I woke up one day, the next day, and I was like, oh, I feel really good today. Feel really good today. And it just kept getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better. But I allowed myself to close that chapter, like hard close. And you deserve that chapter to be done with. And I'm telling you this because if you don't allow yourself to close it out, it's going to stay open. And it's not meant to stay open forever. Things happen for a reason, a season, and a time being, and then that's that. You don't have to live with this for the rest of your life. You are forgiven, you are loved, and you are good to move on and experience the goodness that God and the universe, whatever you believe in, has for you. And that's why I said, picture a person you love and love them a little bit extra harder and more, and then like put your face on it. Because I want you to love yourself extra hard this season because you deserve it. Like you just do. Like you're amazing and you deserve good places, good times, laughter, like the laughter that gives you abs, like after 2 minutes, like you deserve that. But it's not going to happen unless you believe that you deserve it. But that love is out there for you waiting. And those good times, they're there waiting. And those people, places, things, they're there waiting for you just to close out that chapter. And I'm really excited for you to do that because you deserve it. Okay, well, I love you. And I am just so happy I get to be here with you guys. And I will definitely bug you tomorrow because I'm sure I'll have more to say. But I love you and I'll see you in the next video.